Welcome to Navigating Data Director, working with an assessment. Today we will be working with the Assessment Overview page. To access the Assessment Overview, we'll begin from the Overview screen and go to the bottom left-hand corner and click on the Assessments icon. Once we have accessed the Assessments window, we'll then click on our Shared Assessment folder to access the assessment we want to review. We are selecting the Spring 3rd Grade Reading Benchmark by selecting on the title. This is the Assessment Overview page. This page gives you the details that cover the assessment that has been administered to your students. The very first box at the top gives you the title, Spring 3rd Grade Reading Benchmark 2012-13. Listed below are the details of the assessment ID, which you'll find located on all the answer sheets and test booklets, and then the subject area, which is ELA reading, your type, district benchmark, the grade level, 3, and then when the exam was given, December 6, 2012. The following box, labeled 29 students tested at the top, is showing you how many students that are rostered to you have scores available for the assessment. The box is a summary of all students and where they fall in each performance band. The overall performance bands are located at the bottom of the box. The next box, immediately down below, includes assessment options and data management. The assessment options are simply the details of what the assessment is made up. How many sections, questions, standards, and reporting clusters, and this assessment has only one version. The data management section is where teachers can enter data for their students, clear responses of their students, or manage those responses. The last segment at the bottom of the page is the downloadable assessment materials. This is where the answer sheets and test booklets are located. You can print an answer sheet with student names based on the rosters that you have for that current school year, or you can print a generic answer sheet that does not include names of those students. Here is an example of an answer sheet. Each time you generate an answer sheet for any assessment, particular detailed instructions are printed first. Please pay very close attention to these instructions, following them to the letter each time you print your answer sheets. This will ensure accurate, successful scanning of any and all answer sheets as you scan. Scrolling down a little bit further, we come to the very first page of the answer sheet. Here's an example of a generic answer sheet without the student name, teacher ID, or student ID numbers bubbled in for you. Then below that are all of the items in which the students are to bubble in their answers. The next part of the printing process includes the assessment booklet. You'll want to print enough booklets for your students in your class, plus one teacher booklet for yourself. Here is an example of our student test booklet. Notice at the top the title of the test booklet. This will correspond with the answer sheet that you give to your student. Below are some directions, and then the reading passage follows after. There are several items that are listed down below. You can see the spacing of those items as they are placed throughout the test booklet. This next example is the teacher version of the student test booklet. Note again the title of this assessment up at the top, and then also teacher version. As you scroll down, you'll notice this looks identical to the student version with a few exceptions. First of all being, for each item at the very bottom, there includes an item ID, the correct answer, and the standard which it's aligned to. Also, you can choose to include the answer choice rationale for your multiple choice questions. The next segment of the assessment overview screen is the reports section over on the right-hand side. There are a total of 16 assessment reports that will display the data from this single assessment. It can be viewed in HTML format, which is within the system itself, or you can generate a PDF document that then can be printed out. We're now going to look at 3 examples of reports to show you the types of data available for this assessment. The first one is the classroom assessment report. Below is a breakdown of your class by proficiency bands. You'll notice that each number of students is an active link which displays the names of the students within that performance level. And to the right is the same information displayed in a pie chart. The next section provides performance data for each standard tested. The first two columns contain standard details. The next column displays the number of items aligned to the standard on this assessment. The next column is the percentage mastery of this specific standard for the entire class. And the final column shows the total possible points for this standard, meaning 29 students times 6 items equals 174 possible points. Notice also the color coding in the points. Say that again. Notice also the color coding in the percent points column corresponds with the performance levels. The last segment of the report is the response frequency table, which is an itemized tabulation of student responses. Each number included in the table is a hyperlink to a list of students who responded in that way. The next report that we will review is the Classroom Assessment Report Response Matrix. Notice that as you are accessing the particular reports for each assessment, that the report navigation menu bar on the left-hand side allows you to flip between reports from this menu. The Classroom Assessment Report Response Matrix itemizes responses per student. You'll notice that there is an answer key at the top of the report and that each answer is highlighted either in green and noted with an asterisk for the correct answer or in red for the incorrect answer. At the bottom of the report is the class average percent correct by item. Next, we will look at the Classroom Standards Performance Report. The Classroom Standards Performance Report displays percent mastery of each standard by student. Advanced features include comparing multiple assessments, changing the performance bands, or combining performance bands. This is just an example of types of data available for an assessment within Data Director. This concludes navigating Data Director working with an assessment.